We thought a great question for you to explain is, what is a futurity?
So the rope horse futurity world, man, it's modeled mostly after the cutting horse and the cow horse, and all of them are performance horses. And our deal is, I think, obviously I'm partial. It's the best in the game, and I'd like for people to prove me wrong, but we just have we try to have a model to where everybody can win some money. And so the definition of a futurity would be a horse show, pretty much. You have to have your horse registered. They have to be of age. We have 2 different age groups, 6 and under and 4 and under. It's timed and judged, right? So we have 4 judges that are watching every move from when they cross the plane of the box, sitting in the box, scoring, running, rating, stopping, pulling, till you get back on your horse, right? And they're judging them. We got a scorecard, in-depth scorecard. You start at 0 to +3 is great, -3 is terrible. And you start at a base score, and then your time is also started at that base score, and it's subtracted from whatever you put on that day for that round, right? So if you go and you're 10 flat, well, we start at 80 for the time, so your time portion of the score is going to be a 70. And then say your judges mark you a 72. So you add them 3 up, and that's how you get the composite score. So with 4 judges, though, this is what's interesting. We drop the high and drop the low, okay? And then so the 2 scores in between are the 2 we use for that particular round, right?
Wow.
So it's so much stuff. I mean, it's crazy, man.
And okay, first thing,
Cole's told his wheels are turning right here.
No, that's fine.
You're saying what they're judging. What are they looking for in the run?
So maneuvers is what they're looking for. They're looking for scoring, which is backing in the box, paying attention to the calf, not moving. Okay, then they're looking for running rate. That's running to the calf, not getting too free, not being too tight, reading the calf perfect. We're looking for stop, like how smooth is a stop? How easy is it for that guy to transition to get off with the stop? And then the rope work, pulling, throwing your hands up. And so like our main goal at the Gold Buckle Futurities, the showy stuff as far as like roping, like running in there, sliding, pitching your slack, that's cool, right? But that's not going to win at Nampa, okay? That's not going to win at Sisters. We want our model to be for rodeo horses, and that goes from the team roping to the calf roping to the breakaway. Like when we watch a breakaway horse, we want to see, can that horse go get rodeoed on?
Yeah.
And if he can, that's our goal. And now we have horses like River that was in that Gold Buckle first futurity as a 4-year-old. He got rodeoed on all his 5-year-old year, and I mean, Ty won on him, Williams Lake, we all kind of won on him. And that's the standard. That's what we want. We want these horses to be able to go from our futurities to the rodeo world and not miss a beat.
What a horse comes in, does great at the futurity, Gold Buckle Futurities, how much does that increase the value of the horse after?
Oh, I personally, astronomically, because now with the roping world, they're tracking LTE, they're tracking lifetime earnings. I mean, just like I said on my 4-year-old, we've already won $130,000 on him as a 4-year-old since March. I mean, what's the value of him? I mean, it's like really what it's like is like you're going to get a free agent that's a young free agent, but you're not buying him for what he's already accomplished. You're paying for that contract to see what's his ceiling, right? You know what I mean? Like that's where it's at, man. It's like I'm one to spend crazy money on a horse. Ty is too. We don't look at that like, oh man, we're losing that. What can we win on that horse?
Yeah, investment.
Investment. And that's what the Gold Buckle Futurities is doing, is making those horses worth more, but also you're able to win more. And the biggest key to me is you're seasoning that horse while you're winning $120,000.
Yeah, these futurities pay so much money too.
Exactly.
Well, it opens up. So you guys, the Gold Buckle Futurities and where it's headed in the calf roping world, in my opinion, I'm not a horse trainer by no means, but it gives so much more incentive to somebody going to make a living training horses, because they're not just banking on that horse selling for good money as 8 or 9-year-old horse or years later down the road. They can win money, like he's saying. You can win money throughout the process of training them and seasoning them. You're not just going and throwing money in the trash. You can make money, and it's obviously increasing the price of horses as well.
For sure. I mean, this thing has just done nothing but skyrocket the price of horses, and even for the trainers, like you said, it's just helping. It's just great all the way around.
Back to your model, you said it's categorize between 4 and 6 year olds? I mean, how are you determining horse ages?
So that's a great question. So in the AQHA, every horse that has papers, they turn a year older January 1st of that year, right? So even though my horse was born in April, in January, he's a year older. I mean, it's not, that's just how the AQHA is done forever. And so your 4-year-old horses, they have to be 4 as of January 1st of that year. And then the 6 and under, what's interesting about the 6 and under is, they obviously have to be 6, but you see a lot of 5-year-olds and you even see some 4-year-olds double dipping. And that just goes to show you how awesome it is that you can have a 4-year-old that can handle that, And then, so with our limited classes, which is separate classes from our 4 and 6-year-old, they can be any age horse, as long as they're registered. And that's just trying to get the young kids to come and check out the fraternities. Cause my deal is like the younger kids, the older guys, like the young kids, I mean, not all of them might not make it rodeoing, And so what a great way to show, hey, there's still a good way to make money in this roping industry if you have a good feel with a horse and you ride a horse good, and hoping that gets some kids coming to our fraternities.
Exactly. I mean, 15 guys make the NFR every year. Talking about athleticism and all the things that goes into it. Not everybody's going to be an NFR roper. You're saying that they can make a good living doing something they love. If they love horses and calf roping, that give them an opportunity to make a really good living doing it.
That's the end of the Rodeo for Dummies segment. Let's get back to the podcast. Rodeo guys going up and down the road. We asked Neil and Sean Felton this a few weeks back. I think Ty's we're dipping into it with the podcast, but making business, making money and other things other than just with your rope. I asked Neil and Sean Felton, they're like, man, we were just gambling. That's the only thing we could make extra money doing. What opportunities are there for rodeo guys to make extra money in the sport or outside of the sport?
The easiest answer for me is hustle, man. Like that's all I really knew to do. Like, whether it's outside the sport, like outside the arena, whether it's like putting on ropings. I mean, you got calves sitting around your house, like have a Tuesday night 2 for $100, $35 stock charge, take that out each calf. We did that this spring, we had some ropings at Snook, and mainly for our benefit to bring our young horses somewhere else with a barrier up to help them. And in turn, all the other horse trainers around, the other rodeo kids, they came and entered too for somewhere to go, But as far as like outside the sport, I mean, to me, my biggest deal is just hustle, just find a way, find a niche to make some money. And whether it's picking up trash or picking up aluminum cans to recycle to bring, I remember when I was a kid, that's all I used to do is bring aluminum cans to the recycle bin and get paid for it, and that would be entry fee money for the Little Britches Rodeo. And so, but I mean, just anyway, I'm just so big on, and Ty knows, like, don't sit around, man. Like, get up, get out. Let's make some money.
I've seen kind of a transition. I've always looked up to you. I've seen a transition in you, and you told me word for word, roping's what I do. It's not who I am. So kind of talk me through that process and how you've grown in that way, and then obviously how it's made you so successful outside of the arena.
Yeah, man. I, for the longest time, this was all I thought about, man. I mean, honestly, it's like a drug. I mean, I've never done any of that kind of stuff, but rodeo and being so enamored with making the NFR, winning a gold buckle, and being relevant, I thought, like, man, that's all I need. That's all I want. I'm never going to get old. I'm always going to make them. Like, and then, honestly, I think it really hit me, in 2022. Man, I had just bought Bugsy, and I went to the NFR and just had another one of those weeks where I was like, didn't nearly get to the goals I wanted to get to, and was just kind of feeling like, man, I'm not sure what's in store for me, And then I got to kind of figuring, deep diving, talking to some people, reading some stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is just temporary. I'm not going to be this guy forever as far as roping and winning. And so that's really when I transitioned everything to, like, this is what I do, not who I am. Like, don't get me wrong, I am so grateful for what I've accomplished. And I think looking back on it when it's all said and done, I'll be excited. But like right now, just one step at a time, one day at a time, just trying to keep my head down and really, like, enjoying the moment, but not also letting it get to me. You know, Mary Burke told me a long time ago, he said, don't let your highs get too high, your lows too low. And I've tried to model myself after that for a while. And, yeah, I got to a point in my life where I was like, I still have a lot of successful years of rodeoing ahead of me if that's what I want to do. And obviously that's what I'm doing, but I just tried to take it to where it wasn't like such a big deal every time I didn't do good or got to the finals and didn't win what I wanted to win. So, that's kind of where it all was. And the trials and tribulations before all that just kind of showed to the fact that, it's just temporary. I mean, it's not forever.
And he said, he's like, I don't want to be one of those guys that gets done rodeoing and don't have nothing. And so that's why you've kind of gotten into all the
other stuff on the side. I mean, yeah, that's one thing that got in my head was I'm not going to be done rodeoing, making the NFR X amount of times and not have nothing to show for it. Like when I'm not rodeoing, I want to make sure I'm making money, you know, in during them June, July, August, September months when I'm not out here and still making a good living for my family.
It sounds, I don't know, what is there any like religious aspect to that? Because it seems like the way you're talking is like a very God oriented thought process.
100%. I mean, that's what I was, you know, so after 2022 NFR, I was like, man, I got to figure something out. And so what did I mean, Bible app on my phone, started some plans, getting them streaks going. And next thing you know, I'm like, man, there's a weight that is lifted off my shoulders. What is going on? You know? And honestly, it was him. I mean, like, turn your worries to him. Don't worry. Turn it all to him and everything will be fine, you know?
It's funny. I was at, Coleman, Texas the other night filming, the rodeo with Resistol, and I ran into Jacobs Crawley, and I had never met him before, but I just said, hey, what's up? You know, I'm Cole, yada, yada. And he was preaching a message a long time ago that I came across, and he said the same thing. He goes, this is all temporary. But do you think you have to come to that, like, at the end of your career, or do you think you can have that early on?
No, I think you can certainly come to it early on. I think more guys probably do. I think for so long, honestly, like all I was told from 2009 till 2015 was how great I was and patted me on the back and this and that. And, thought I was invincible. I mean, straight up, like, I'm gonna make them every year. Like, I ain't worried about it. And it just took me a little bit longer, I would say, than most people to realize, like, hey, nobody cares. Like, there's only one thing that matters, and that's, you know, the Lord and Savior. And like, to me, like, I'm not one of those guys that's going to go around and be like, you know, praise God, God bless, you know, like, I'm so blessed, like this and that. Like, I've got my relationship with him and I'm proud of it, and we're getting closer every day. And so, like, it just took me a while to realize that at the end of the day, roping is what I do, and it's not who I am.